As my all-time favorite movie, Poltergeist, from 1982, is about to be released on 4K Ultra HD, I wanted to reflect, recall memories, and express the impact it had on us when I first watched it as a teenager, back in those heady days from the 80s.
Poltergeist. It knows what scares you.
I remember when I first came across Poltergeist on a video cassette in 1983. I had removed it by chance from a shabby box owned by an old chap who went by the name of Big Roy. He used to drive around in his beaten-up Ford Cortina and rent out an array of various video nasties to us teenagers, which we'd watch on our parents' video machines in the evenings, much to their dismay. Various videos in Big Roy's possession came from the Italian horror genre, alongside many others, too infamous to mention. Some of these films were uncertified by the BBFC, short for the British Board of Film Classification. However, this swiftly changed when the Video Recordings Act was brought into law, and many of these videos banned, to combat the flow of the most extreme horror variety falling into the hands of the innocent youth. But to me as a teenager, it wasn't the gore of the zombie movies or the driller killer or axe-wielding types that scared me. It was Poltergeist. That was the one film that terrified us, as its whole premise rested on the psychological, ethereal and supernatural, and it had a gripping entrapment that holds your senses, while it shocks effortlessly without much gore. Poltergeist has stood the test of time well, while other films from that 80s period have not. The movie was a Steven Spielberg production with Tobe Hooper of Texas Chainsaw Massacre fame in the director's chair. Poltergeist is well-paced and the lines and dialogue from the actors are delivered with intense reality and passion. The film begins quite innocently enough. A cute family, pleasant Labrador, all residing in a quiet suburban neighborhood. It all seemed so safe and tranquil. There are even gags littered in the children's bedroom, one being a deceased budgie called Tweety. In addition, there's a Star Wars duvet cover, a Darth Vader mask, and an Alien movie poster on the children's bedroom wall. But the nightmare soon begins after this opening pretense. The plot is crafted with such clever twists and turns that you soon become drawn in before you know what's hit you. Carol Ann, played by Heather O'Rourke, is the young daughter of the Freeling family whom the plot centres on. She seems to attract the spirits, phantom hands and whispering ghosts to materialise from within the family's television set. Spielberg's inspiration for this concept of ghost communication may have arose from electronic voice phenomenon, or EVP as it's referred to, which is a way of contacting the deceased through audio-visual devices. Nevertheless, with that aside, when Carol Ann vanishes into another dimension via the closet, and then her voice manifests from the television's white noise static, a paranormal team and a spiritualist medium are employed to bring her back, using a selection of technical ghost-hunting gadgets. The George Lucas Industrial Light and Magic Eye LM was used for the special effects, so understandably the quality is high. Also, the use of optical camera shots was blended in brilliantly. The scene with the kids' clown still makes us jump out of my chair, and it's elements like these that can't be recreated to the same degree with CGI. It was done with an optical snapshot frame, spun in reverse. And on the subject of CGI, well, that has changed filmmaking forever. These days, it's used in abundance. I know CGI is amazing. However, to me, years ago you would spend weeks shooting and reshooting to get that perfect special result. With the onset of CGI, you can do the same thing in a matter of hours or days. This may help the small independent filmmaker with his ideas, but the big studios sometimes use it to bolster an average scene, or as a shortcut shocker. To me, the originality that optical effects had in those old horror movies had an edge. Call me old-fashioned with my views, but I prefer those techniques from a bygone era. So, to conclude, I am looking forward to watching the Poltergeist 4K Ultra HD release, as its thrill factor will be enhanced and brought to a whole new generation to enjoy.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscriber button to view other videos on Nathan's channel.